What is up, Starseeds? It's Sid, and today we are going to be talking about moving your body. Intuitive bodily movement. It's pretty much common sense, put the words together. Intuitive, what you're feeling, what you feel called to do, and bodily movement. This can be intuitive dancing, yoga, any way that you want to move your body. I like to say that dance parties are the best exercise that I get when I'm just moving my body all wild. Usually I intuitively know kind of what body parts I want to move in order to either possibly exercise, to lose weight, to be healthy, get those muscles moving. And also part of that might be energy stored in my body that I need to loosen up to get that energy blockage out, get that chakra moving, get those particular muscles moving and get the energy flowing in my body in order to stay healthy. That might be part of it too. So those are just two reasons why intuitive bodily movement is good, but also it's liberating, it's fun. And also the reason why I say dance parties are like the best exercise that I get, as opposed to working out with this equipment that I have set up in my room, or even doing just kind of floor exercises, not using any weights, just using my own body weight and moving my body a certain way to exercise. It's not as sustainable as the dance party, because the dance party is fun and I want to listen to music and I want to move my body however I want to move my body. So that is the best exercise. Also, just going out, like playing tennis, playing kickball, going to some kind of indoor playground thing or outdoor playground if it's that time of year, doing something that's fun and active, I enjoy more than just walking or running on the treadmill or doing the ab machine or a hula hoop with a ball thing or a stepper or whatever. But it's not just the workout aspect. I'm talking about moving your energy in your body. You know what body parts that you should be moving, and therefore you do it, and it's beautiful. And it can be like an interpretive dance. It can be like some artistic yoga poses. I actually have a video on this weird rebirthing exercise that I just intuitively did one day when I was having some mystical meditative experience. I was basically curled up in a blanket, like moving my body a certain way because it felt good to move those muscles like that. And I did that for a long time, longer than I'd like to admit. And eventually I saw these sets of eyes and I got to pick a pair of eyes. And I don't really know if they were my mother's eyes or my eyes in this like parallel reality life or something. But yeah, they definitely weren't human eyes. They were like Antarian being eyes, in my opinion, but who knows. But that was a form of intuitive bodily movement. I did not know that I was rebirthing myself, but looking back at it, that's what it seems like. Seems like I was wiggling around in a womb or a birth canal or something, and then eventually I was ready to stop doing that and come out and like see these eyes or something. I'll leave that video linked in the description of this video if you want. I also have a video on intuitive nutritional cravings, I think, or something like that, intuitive eating, and how that if you want a sweet potato, if you're craving a sweet potato, you probably need those nutrients and minerals that the sweet potato offers. If you're craving chocolate cake every single day, that's probably not a nutritional craving. That's probably a, brainwashed parasite craving, not your own. But I just do everything intuitively. I move my body intuitively. I have an intuitive diet. Like, I'm not vegetarian, I'm not vegan, I'm not keto, paleo, whatever, Mediterranean. I eat intuitively. I try to eat healthy. I try to eat plant-based, but also like I know when my body needs something and I eat it when I feel like it. And when I don't need it, I don't eat certain things like meat or eggs if I don't feel like I want it, or cheese. I try to avoid dairy. That's ugh. But if you want to eat that, eat it. I still eat it sometimes when I feel like it's okay for my body. That's that intuitive. I used to fling hula hoops around on me. I didn't know that flow arts are like a thing, and now there's flow stars. I actually have, I don't know if you guys can see, I have a flow star on top of my door currently right here. And yes, I've gotten into it. I've practiced a little bit. I'm not very good at it. I can do basic things with the flow star, but I don't go outside and practice every day or inside in a big area. I just kind of do it when the opportunity presents itself, but I prefer the hula hoop. It's just more awkward to do the hula hoop around large groups of people, but that's also, in some ways, the way I do it at least, is an intuitive bodily movement. Like, I want to do this, I want to do that. It adds another layer to it when you have a tool. It's not so much just your body, it's like you're moving this other thing too, which you might think it'd be cool to do this with the object, and it's not all focused on your body, but it still has that intuitive bodily movement aspect to it when you're not focused on, I want to learn this trick with it. I've never done that. I've just always just kind of fling it around and have fun and have a good time. It's a way to express yourself, which is so important. I always do weird intuitive stretches, move your body however you feel like you need to move it, you know? I think everybody kind of does that to a certain extent, but we're not fully realizing like we have energy stored there. That's why we want to move our neck. We have energy stored in our hips. That's why we want to shake our booties, okay? It's because there's energy stored there that we need to shake it out. So go outside and dance like an idiot. That is your homework. Or move however you want to move. Really allow yourself to feel it. Maybe put some groovy music on and just kind of dance all silly, or move your body to it all silly, however you feel like it, or just simply kind of like lay in bed before you go to sleep and do any weird poses you feel like you need to do. Maybe some weird sort of exercisey thing. When I was a kid, I used to do an exercise. Maybe it's called like a reverse crunch thing or something like that. I didn't know it had a name. I had never seen anybody do this exercise before, but I would always like lay on my back and lift my legs and my butt up, like kind of using my arms to stabilize myself as far as I could. I've flipped over a few times on accident, but I would always like lift my legs up high in the air like that. And sometimes I would just extend my legs and not lift them fully up over my head area. I would just kind of like lift them up in the air. And that's a really good exercise to do, but I used to do that for fun as a kid all the time. To get closer to the mirror while I'm getting ready in the morning, usually I put one of my feet up on the bathroom counter and like lean into the mirror more. But even if I'm not getting that close to the mirror, like I could just lean over without my foot like on the sink, but I do that. I don't know why, but there must be some kind of muscle area in my hip leg region that just likes that extra movement or pose or whatever that I'm doing, putting tension in certain areas or releasing tension in certain areas. I don't know, but I always tend to do that. And I want to say, just remember to smile, because that's gonna enhance your intuitive bodily movement. I have a video on how smiling just, it makes you feel so much better. Even if you're upset, just like force yourself to smile, and then you're gonna be like, shoot, like life is beautiful, life is good, come on now. And also like visualizing hearts and smiley faces. Wolfgang taught me that. It is almost summertime. I'm only gonna have one day a week again this summer to do my stuff, and I also want to do personal things on that one day a week too. So I am going to be cutting back on like client stuff, because I'm gonna have to use that time to keep up with my YouTube since I'm back on pace now. But if you guys are interested, send me an email if you would like an intuitive astrological Akashic record reading that I like to do. I also do qhht, bqh, if you don't know what that is. It's kind of like past life regression hypnosis, but you can also see other things, re-experience other things, see a mental metaphor, or just answer questions that you've prepared for yourself from your higher self. If you can't get deep enough for the other stuff, usually you can get deep enough to answer some questions. And usually the answer is pretty simple. I also do just kind of like spiritual counseling. Usually people get an Akashic record reading from me before spiritual counseling, but if you feel like you can just kind of go right to that and you just want to talk to me and have somebody help you through whatever, listen, give you kind of my tips and tricks, if any, just confirmation at least that your feelings are valid. I'm sure they are. You can email me, sydalexandriaegypt@gmail.com. I also have courses, free courses. You can send me a donation if you'd like. That is greatly appreciated. And they are on astrology, ET races, and intuition and divination tools. So if you're interested in any of those courses, there's 13 videos, about 40 minutes each. Just email me and I will send you the links to them. They're not public on YouTube. They're unlisted on YouTube, which means you can only see it if I send you the link for it. All right, that's all. Peace out.